Hey guys, this is Jason with MuseGrid.com, and in this video I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of our Muse Notes widget. Now imagine that you just went to your client's site and gave them an overview of the site that you just created for them, and they had, of course, a bunch of feedback that they want to make changes. Well, let's say that you don't have time right now, or maybe you're trying to make the notes and pass it off to a teammate so that they can make the updates for you. That's why we created our Muse Notes widget. And here's how it works. So if you download from our website the Muse Notes widget, it's a mulib file that if you double click on it, it'll automatically install into your library panel like you see here, Muse Notes. And then inside here is one widget that we can drag and drop out to our design canvas. And by dragging and dropping it out, it will allow us to open up the settings panel and add some notes. Now let's say for a moment that your client wanted a different background image for the top hero section like you see on this website. So let's just make a note that says change the background image to something that is more campsite-like. And that's what they wanted. And just so that it stands out clearly here, we're actually going to turn it into a red label, right, so that it has a nice background color. So we're going to stretch that out a little bit more just to, that way it doesn't look all bunched up. And then here's a note. So we have this note stored right now on our design canvas. Now, when we met with our client earlier, they also said that they wanted the weather widget to be removed. They didn't want it, so they didn't want to include it there at all. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to right click and we are going to Command C, Command V, which is just copy and paste, and now we have another Muse note that's ready to go. We're just going to add it to the upper right hand corner here, and of course just move over a bit and change the note and just say, let's see here, remove widget from site, and we'll leave that one red as well. Okay, so by including that now you'll see that we have another note included here. But so as you can imagine, if you go through your site, you may end up with several notes. And one of the things you want to be able to do is, as you're working through your site, is to be able to remove these notes or hide these notes so that you can do the work and then maybe turn them back on again. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our notes and we're going to go down to our layers panel and we're going to add a new layer called, well, for lack of a better term, notes. So we're going to rename this, we're going to call it notes, and we're actually just going to take and move it to the very top up here. So now that it's at the very top of our layers panel, what we're going to do is click that note and scroll up just a little bit so we can get access to this one, and hold down our shift key and click that note, and we're going to right click and go to move to layer notes. Okay, so now that we have that in a notes layer, what we can now do is go back to our layers panel and just say turn it off. That way we now don't see our notes. So we can go in and make whatever updates and adjustments that you want, and then of course you can come back into your layers and then just turn it back on again so you can see your notes. Now you obviously can leave notes in here perpetually. You can remove them once you've made your updates. We call it Muse Notes just because it's just a way for you to keep track of something inside the design canvas of your site. It could also be that you take design notes, even though in this particular use case, we're taking them and we're making it feel like you just went and met with your client and they need to make some updates. But it could also be, that you bring your notes out here, something like this, and you're just keeping notes about what's happening inside your site. Or maybe some things that you still need to do, like still need to install Google Analytics. Just like that, and we'll actually change that one to pink for lack of a better color here, right? So we've changed that one, and so these are some things that we still need to do here. Again, you can add as many of these widgets to your site as you want. Now, one of the things I also want to make clear is that this widget will not display when you publish, preview in Muse, or preview in browser. So as a case in point example, we're going to go up to preview here, and then we're going to let Muse generate our preview so that you can see that neither one of these two notes will actually make it out to the design, make it out to the publish. So as we allow Muse to generate this here really quickly, it's going to take just a sec, and then here you go. As you see, neither one of those notes actually shows up out in the design canvas at all, so it's looking pretty good here. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is the Muse Notes overview. Again, you can drag and drop as many of these out to screen as you see fit. You can also put them into a layer so that you can toggle them on and off. You can leave them in your project perpetually if you want, forever. And you've seen that they don't make it out to the design or make it out to publish whenever you either publish it, preview it in browser, or preview it inside of Adobe Muse.